Howdy folks, Doc here with Last Best Tool, and I've got a few backstories I need to clean up before I move on. One of them is with this Blue Point cable cutter. What was interesting here is I had a pair of these that were pretty messed up. I think I did a video of trying to resurface them. They were all rusted. Anyway, I finally took them to my Snap-on guy and he said, oh yeah, we can give you a new pair. Anyway, this is the new pair. Sat in my toolbox for a while. They sort of closed, but when I went to use them and actually started cutting, look at this. They don't cut. They're actually not quite lined up. I tried, you can see I did do some work with them, you know, sort of forcing them into a position where they crossed, but they didn't want to. I thought, I'll just live with it, oh well. But I mentioned it to my Snap-on guy. He said, bring them in, I'll give you a new set. No problem, no problem whatsoever. So anyway, but I often went to my Kleins. Now if you notice the Kleins, let me show you this. Here is the Blue Point. You can see I've kind of dinged up the edge a little bit, but when it goes in, it just collides. Sometimes I can get it over. Sometimes not. But anyway, if you look at the Klein, they actually grind this down. Get this to focus here. Bring it up. Come on. It's pretty cold here. We got snow the other day. Yes, I know it's May. Anyway, what happened was... Why isn't that focusing? There we go. You see how they grind that little edge down? That on both sides means that when these intersect, they overlap. And this is the business part right here. Who cares about that top part? So anyway, these work great. Here is a small set of like wire cutters, rope wire cutters that kind of keep the set of strands into a ball when they cut them. You can see I've got some wear on these. I've been using them. But you also see that light bit of grinding there right at the edge, which means that these overlap perfectly. These Blue Points, on the other hand, well, any deformation right up at the top is simply from me forcing them. So what happens is as they close, look at that. Come on, focus. There we go. They just slam into each other. Anyway, so I'm getting a new set of these. Another thing, this is a Snap-on. It's a battery terminal puller. I've had this forever, but the spring broke that would normally raise this part up right here. And every other piece seems to be available for this thing, but not this. Not the spring, little tiny thing. So I'm going to get a new one of those. The Snap-on dealer ordered it for me. This is also great for pulling off windshield wiper blades, or the housing, should you have one of those. So you just crack it open, snap it down. The problem is this doesn't have the spring actuator that pushes it out, that allows this to be more of a spring connection. Here is the Lyle version. I don't know if you can see anything written in here, a warning, whatever. But anyway, on Lyle's, they've got this kind of polycarbonate piece, hard plastic, that screws out and basically causes these to come apart. You can screw this, and you see those separate. It is not anywhere as efficient. It's about 1/4 the price. Literally, this is the Lyle 54150, and they call this thing the battery terminal and wiper arm puller. Is it great? Yeah, it works. It's not, I don't think, anywhere near as efficient as this old Snap-on. Look at that old logo. I don't know what the new one will look like, the CJ92, but I've got a new one on order from my Snap-on dealer simply because a little wire spring broke in this place, this spot right here. But I can order new arms, I can order a new threaded post here, but I can't order a teeny weeny spring. He said he'll get me one. Anyway, the last thing here, this is the Craftsman V-Series diagonal flush cutter. Now, I picked up one of these when I was down in Texas doing some work, and it wouldn't close properly, wouldn't completely cut a zip tie. I said I wasn't going to swap it down there. I was going to bring it home back to Montana to see if I could, first of all, get it through TSA, and second, exchange it at Lowe's. So, first of all, yeah, TSA agent, I had set it out in the, kind of those totes, those plastic containers, and threw it off to the side because I thought if there's a problem, I don't want them digging through everything looking for this. She picked it up, spun it around, threw it back in, waved me on. No issue. Apparently, this is fine. But then when I got home, I brought it into a Lowe's in the nearest town, and they said, yeah, sure, grab another. There were 3 of them on the shelf. 2 of them did not close quite as well. This third one did, but it was also, I didn't bend this thing. I didn't beat this up. This was how it arrived. So it was kind of messed up. Not bad. I mean, it's cardboard, but it was pretty beat up. Anyway, so this thing actually is sitting right here. It looks like it's full closure. I did find it interesting. You notice that little oval in the hang tag here. That allows you to see if it closes. I don't know. Seems like an interesting thing to have in a hang tag, but it helped me decide which one I wanted. Anyway, so there we go. That's some cleanup. I've got a few more stories, but that's a good place to start. And with that, Doc out.